Well, welcome to our practice. We'll do an upper body focused power yoga flow with a little bit of lower body too, of course, just to refresh our memories. We'll come up towards the tops of your mat somewhere or up the top quarter, find some space between our feet, close our eyes. Start to feel that connection to our breathing. Noticing an entire inhale and an entire exhale. Letting go of your morning. I love this song. Softening through our shoulders, yet lengthening through our neck. Drawing some energy up through the earth. And pressing down through the soles of our feet. Activating our inner thighs, maybe a little bit of an internal rotation of our thighs. To open up a little bit across the back. Start to notice the front of our hips, those two front points of your hips. And imagine drawing those 2 points a little closer together to activate your core muscles. Of course, continuing to breathe through all of that as well, feeling the rib cage expand out to the sides. And then slowly coming back in. We'll turn this into a flowing mountain, keeping the activation in the body. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing our hands back down to our sides. Inhale, sweeping. Exhale, hands to our sides. As we flow through, each and every time we reach up towards the sun, pressing down to anchor through the soles of our feet. As we reach up, we press our feet down. As we bring our hands back towards our thighs, our neck lengthens and our shoulders drop from the ears. We'll be turning this flowing mountain into a lovely flowing airplane. Remember to keep your knees slightly soft as you hinge at your hips. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinging forward. So you want to bend those knees, not to hyperextend, just protect them. Keep the back safe. We're still reaching our head long when our hands come towards our thighs. We're towards the sides of our legs. Turning this into a big, beautiful, flowing forward fold, the bend in our knees. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and dive. If your back feels good and healthy today, you can have that option to put a little back bend onto your movement. Being mindful to lengthen the spine. So as you come up, you lengthen, then we bend gently throughout the entire back. Last one. We'll be holding it down in a forward fold, letting our head be heavy, shaking our head gently, nose side to side, loosening our neck, and then nodding our head chin to chest a few times, releasing that tension. Let's bend our knees, hop, step, or jump back to a plank position. It's a little early for me to be jumping back, but if you want to, you can. All right. From our plank pose, now we sit our hips back towards our heels. If you need to bring your hands a little closer, feel free, of course. Keeping our knees off the mat. Back to plank, come forward. And then sit back. Forward and back. It's like sitting back into child's pose without the legs down. So you want the tailbone to go towards your heels. And then shoot forward into our plank. Our little rocket ship, quad activation. Yeah. Come down to all fours on your next one. And we'll move into cat and cow. Exhaling cat. Inhaling cow. One amazing vertebrae moving at a time, giving our spine our full attention and matching our movement to our breath. If the wrists need a little extra love today, fists for wrists can feel good, or I can bring you a couple blocks underneath your forearms. Sitting it back to child's pose, unless you would prefer to go up into downward dog. We can give our wrists a break by placing our palms facing up towards the sky. Massaging our foreheads down on the mat, if that feels nice for you. Release tension in your forehead, in between your eyebrows. We'll be coming to downward facing dog or puppy, just to show. So I guess it would be more like all fours or downward dog to show you the stink bug push-ups. So I'll show them from all fours. Fingertips point a little bit more towards the edge of your mat or the inside edges of your mat. If your mat had an edge on the inside, which it does not, so just towards the inside of your mat. And the elbows go out. We try to tap our forehead down on the mat and then press back up. So we want to make sure, just to make it really strong for our upper body, that we're not sitting back. So we want the weight of the hips to come down onto the mat. Touch and stamp your forehead and then come up. If you feel like you want a little more same hand placement, only you're in downward facing dog. And we work towards getting as close as we can and then coming up. My triceps, okay, we did this on my Wednesday night class, lots of stink bugs. It's feeling it. All right, let's take a break. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Again, you can have your palms up or bring them back behind your head. Reach for your shoulders. Amazing. Let's look up between our hands. Come up to our plank pose again. And spinal balance. Right arm forward, left foot back. Coming down, side to side as you move through opposite hand and foot. Our awareness coming back to those front hip points. And they're facing our mat. Our lower back. Working towards flatness across the lower back. And breath. Inhale, extend, exhale, come back down. Last one. We'll go to child's pose or downward facing dog. Let's wake up our core. Inhale to a fuller kneeling plank. Bringing our right knee to our right elbow or towards it. You can tap your toe down if that feels better. And then we'll take the right knee over to the left elbow, left wrist, back up to the left elbow, and then back to plank. One more on each side. Left knee, left elbow. Knee goes across to the right elbow, down to your right wrist, back up to your right elbow, plank. Whew. You can take a rest here, do that same flow now. One more on each side. Wow. Or take a rest with me. I'm taking a rest. What's mine? I'm getting there. You've been busy all day. I've been busy all day. That's my excuse. All right, let's make our way up. So downward dog, we get there. Then the right foot comes up between the hands. For a lunge, we breathe in, rise up. We haven't twisted yet, so let's twist. Right hand to right knee, left hand to mat. A little twist towards the inside of your right knee, warming up our spine with a twist. Anchoring really strongly through that front knee and the back quadricep or the front of your thigh, fully hugging onto your kneecap, reaching through that left heel towards the mat, and the crown of the head reaching in the opposite direction. Inhale to a high lunge again. Exhale to chair pose, trying not to straighten out this right leg. And right leg goes back. Going into our twist on this side, left and left elbow. Turning our chest towards our knee. You can keep your hand down. So chest going towards your left, inside of your knee. And then your left hand can reach up or you can keep it on your knee. Feel that extension again, crown of the head reaching in one direction and that back heel reaching in the other. We'll bring our chest to face the mat again. Frame our foot with our hands. Step to bear pose. Belly on thighs. Hands reach forward. I'm really going to bring the power to this class today. Breathe. Open up into albatross. Forward fold. Breathe out. Give it a little rest. Be nice to your knees. Let the head hang. Let's stretch our wrists out with gorilla if that feels nice for you. You slide your hands underneath your feet and then draw the upper body up. So just stretching, the focus of this, maybe stretching the wrists. We compressed them a lot there. Now we're creating a little bit of space. We'll release those hands, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, folding. A chair pose come next on the inhale. And we'll stand tall and strong up into mountain. All right, time for sun salutations. Come up to the top of your mat. Adjust your clothing. Crank up the music. Hopefully YouTube doesn't give me any copyright issues for loud music. All right, big breath, inhale. Exhale, dive. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Hopper step, jump, back to plank or chaturanga. Flow or hold. Meet back and downward dog. Right foot coming up between the hands for a full or a kneeling lunge. One, rise up, take your time. Exhale, back to plank or chaturanga. Remember, it's okay to skip a pose. Take a breath, flow or hold. Meet back in downward dog. And we'll all take a breath. Left foot up between the hands. A nice lunge. Feel your core. That's doing a lot of work to lift you up. Back to plank or chaturanga. You can hold your plank with me or flow through a vinyasa. If you're taking care of your wrists, you could go to a forearm plank for that. We meet in downward dog and we find the breath again. Gazing up between the hands, hop, step, or jump up between the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, rising up into mountain. Thank you, Kathy. I did turn those fans on. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. I got you, girl. Halfway lift, and then exhale, hop, step, and jump back to plank or chaturanga. And fold or slow. You'll meet back in downward dog. Take a breath. Left foot up between the hands. Find your lunge, full or kneeling. And right back to plank or chaturanga. And hold again or flow. Wonderful. Take a breath in downward dog. Right foot up between the hands. I hope I didn't give you an extra lunge. Rise up to your lunge. Back to plank or chaturanga. Take your time. Closing our eyes if that feels okay. Hold or flow. Chest expansion in our up dog or our cobra. Back to down dog. Let's take a breath. Reset, look between the hands, walk, step, or jump. Up between them, we halfway lift, roll those shoulders away from our ears, fold again. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, standing up into a strong mountain, feet down, head up. One more, big breath. You got this, forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, hop, step, or jump back to your plank or your chaturanga. Hold or flow. We meet back in downward dog. Close your eyes, take a breath. Right foot between the hands. Check in with your lunge. Match that in breath to your lift. And your exhale back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow. Downward dog, left foot between the hands. Rise to your lunge, take your time. Honor your body. Plank or chaturanga, breathe out. Hold or flow. Downward dog. Take a breath here, taking a big breath. Looking between the hands, hop, step, or walk up between them. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, rise up into our mountain. Great job. Okay, let's get on with it. We're going to do pigeon pose and give our wrists a little love. So right foot forward. We'll flex that foot to engage our knee ligaments. You can bring your hands out for a little bit of balance. Bend, open up, slide this heel across, keeping the foot strongly flexed. That can be good. You can stay right there. Or we'll sit back into pigeon, hands reaching forward today. Tucking our thumbs in, giving them a little love with our fingers and some wrist rotations. You can sink a little deeper if you want to, but you don't have to. One way and then the other. And we'll reach our arms up and put them at our heart. Checking in with the core again. Our pelvic floor, strong, steady. We're going to chair pose. Keep the knee bent. Breathe. Rise up. Our pigeon on the other side, flexing our left foot, bending our knee, opening up. And if it feels okay, sitting back. So this time for our wrist release, clasping our hands together, bringing our forearms together. And doing some wrist rotation here. We did this on, Isabel and I did some mother-daughter jujitsu. So we learned this one. Try to get her to come, but she's always working other way. So you'll notice one of your hand is doing all the pushing, right? Let's let that other hand push the other hand around. Do you know what I mean? Rise up, big breath. Exhale, dive and fold. I don't have a watch. Woo! Time flies. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold again. We're going to go to dolphin pose. So step it back and then walk down to our forearms. As an option for dolphin, our knees are down and we're in that puppy pose on our forearms. Both of these poses will strengthen your shoulders, either feet, knees up or down. You can clasp your hands together, tucking that bottom pinky under. Breathe. Pressing the earth away with your forearms, letting your head be heavy. You can stay in your dolphin or puppy pose, or walk your feet a little closer to your elbows, just to prep for a forearm stand, which don't worry, we're not doing unless you want to. As close as we can get to our elbows with our toes, and then maybe lifting one foot up off the mat. Feel a little more of the weight go into our shoulders, but none in our head. You want to rock back and forth on that foot onto the toe, putting a little more weight, and then we'll switch. Other foot. Pushing some of that weight forward. Notice how your core, those really deep core muscles, start to work. Let's walk into forearm plank. Woo. Good job. Shoulders are getting a lot of love at the moment. We have our hips somewhere around our shoulder height. We're looking at our hands, maybe a little bit in front of our hands to lengthen our neck. Oh, let's make our way down to our bellies. We'll go into locust pose as a way to, again, stretch our wrists out. We can lift our knees up off the mat. I want you to think of, as you lift, you're not clenching your butt cheeks together. How do I do that? Clenching them together. Think of separating them. So you're going the other way with your inner rotation of your thighs. Right? We're opening up instead of clenching, but still activated. Our hands reach back. And then we reach back for our heels with our hands. Our gaze still down at the mat for a nice long neck. As a modification, you can have your hands down, your feet down. Think about that internal rotation again with the legs. Great job. All right, roll over onto your right side. So your right side. Our top hand is going to do the work. It's like a one-arm, forearm push up. You want to press and bring your other hand here. So you press into your front hand to hold on to your rib cage. Okay. Now this hand is doing the work. Up and down. So some one-arm tricep push-ups. I'll show you those again. I just have to leave the view there for a second. Let's work towards 8 to 12. So we're probably around 4. You are doing it. You got it. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right. So take your right hand, give yourself a hug, lay on your right shoulder. Take your left hand in front of you. Use that left hand to press up.
This is great because we're calming our nervous system at the same time.
Yes.
We're like expressing.
Yes, exactly. I think that's about 12.
I like the way you count.
Switch it over to the other side. So if you're here in the studio, you'll roll towards the other window. This time your left arm is going to come and give yourself a hug. Your right hand's in front, and we press up and down for that tricep work here. We're still strong through our lower body, though our inner thighs are engaged. You can use your feet as an anchor down to the mat. Or you can even use your obliques to help the system lift you, the side of your body. Think of those engaging, drawing your top rib closer to your hip. Amazing. Let's go for 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Rolling it over onto our backs. Great job. Let's draw our knees into chest. Take a little rock side to side. Massage your lower back down. And we'll be moving into bridge pose. The soles of our feet walk down onto the mat. We've got some space between them. We press into the soles of the feet and slowly start to lift our hips up, heeling our spine up off the mat. Remember that internal rotation of the thighs. So if the glutes are clenched really tight, try to release a little bit of that tension and find that feeling again of strength without extreme tension. You can always clasp your hands underneath you if you want to, drawing the shoulder blades a little closer. Being mindful that the chin is slightly towards the chest. We've got a long feeling down the back of our neck. Feel your entire posterior chain getting stronger, so the entire back of your body working here. We'll slowly lower back down. You'll want to bring your hands apart. Bring the knees back up to 90 degrees this time. Open up our arms like wings. So our shins are parallel with the floor. We'll do some side to side knee drops, dropping our knees over to one side. And then bringing them back up to the other side. So this is a good opportunity at the same time to massage your lower back. Let's put our palms that face up towards the sky. Great. If you'd like another layer, you could always straighten out your legs. Go side to side. Using your core muscles, actively lifting, and then slowly allowing the legs to go back towards the earth. We'll hold up at the center and cross our right ankle over our left. And then drop our knees over to the left side. You could even bring your whole calf underneath your leg. We're going to run backwards. Cross it back, and then we'll drop it over. I love pretzels. That's what we are right now. Yeah, 4 pretzels. Well, 5, and not your pretzel 2. I hope. Other side, come up, cross it over, drop it over to one side. Really great to do these deeper twists for your back once you're nice and warm. All right, we'll bring it back to center, knees over hips, and then draw them a little closer to your belly, rocking side to side. And moving into a happy baby pose. So some space comes between the knees. We turn the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, and we're drawing our elbows or our knees closer to our armpits or over to the sides of the mat. And feel that lower back still reaching for the earth. Choosing to rock, staying still. Breathe. Bring those knees back together. Time for our Shavasana, so you can keep your legs long down the length of your mat, or you could stop placing the soles of the feet on the mat and knees together. We're here for about a minute. Enjoy this opportunity to just be in the moment. The only moment that exists, this one. Softening the front of our body. Allowing the back of our body to take up more space. Up space. Our jaw releases. Take a few moments or a few breaths to connect again. To connect to the light of the room, the breath in the body. We'll roll over onto one side whenever that feels good for you, making any movements or adjustments to feel nice. Whether you're turned towards me or away, no big deal. That's my fault. Let's breathe in and reach up. Inhale, reach up for the sun. Exhale, we'll bring our hands towards the earth. Feeling grateful for the earth beneath our fingertips. We'll reach up again. Feeling grateful for the air. Bring our palms together in front of our heart and stay up or bow towards the earth. Grateful for the gifts given by the earth every moment. Namaste. And enjoy the rest of your Friday. There's Pilates tomorrow, and there's only 2 more Saturday classes, and then summer break. Yeah,
Went so fast.
it did. Bye, Ann.
Bye, Ann.
Bye, Denise.